I remember the very first time that I went to a job site, I was wearing heels. Big mistake. They look at me like, are you the designer? Are you here with, you the homeowner, ma'am? I'm like, no, I'm the metal fabricator. And they would look at me like, oh, really? So at the beginning, that was really intimidating. I would be the only girl there and the youngest person there. But I had to learn things the hard way. Tony was 21, I think, when he came to this country from Colombia. There's a lot of metalwork there, and he named the company Diseños because he was inspired by all the design work that he saw back home. When you walk down Werner, you'll see a lot of like little flower designs, or you'll see a lot of forging. So he did a lot of work initially here in the neighborhood. In 2008, I was not working at the time. I just came in to help out in the office. It wasn't my plan to come and stay full-time, but Tony started thinking about selling the business. I was inspired by everything that he did, and I didn't want that to stop. I wanted the legacy to continue. So at that point, I ended up purchasing the business, and so I took over the assets, liabilities, and the whole 9 yards of the company. Honestly, I didn't know what I was getting myself into at that time. Things were not that great with the economy. We were struggling with our cash flow. I tried to do a lot on my own because I didn't want to feel vulnerable. Speaking for myself as a mother, as a wife, as a female Latina, first-generation immigrant, I was born in Mexico. Like I feel like I come with like a baggage of all kinds of challenges. And so you might be doing really great at home, and then you notice that you're not spending enough time at work. So it's like you gotta constantly dial it up or down, find like the right balance. I think for me, it's been hard to face because you think you are able to do it all, or you wanna try to be superwoman and do all these things on your own. So, you know, I started getting help at home. Somebody's coming to help me clean out the house once in a while. Or like here at the shop, you know, it's like, okay, you know what, I need to delegate this. But I mean, I think it is really important as any male or female small business entrepreneur, especially if you're starting out, to reach out and to ask for help. Everybody has the same problem. So like you're not alone and you need to ask for help. Every time I see Made in Detroit, I think that just speaks volumes. You know, I think the advantage for us here is that we do the design work, we do the fabrication, we do powder coating in-house, and we're just starting a very decorative, hand-forged design staircase that has a very tight radius to it. Little by little, we've been focusing more on expanding the type of work that we do to have a portfolio that's a little bit more broad. I love going to an old building that we have to restore or keep some of the original components. Those are like my favorite type of jobs. At the Wurlitzer, the main lobby stair, all I had was a really old picture, and there was one post still standing from the railing that we were trying to incorporate into the design. We made everything forged and custom built here. Although ornaments, we try to do our best to just make it as original as possible. And it was so happy with the results. Once we wrapped up that project, we started working at the Metropolitan building, which is now called the Element. The big jewel to the project was the main staircase. There was maybe like a 5-foot section remaining. We had the original drawings that the architect put together, and that's all we had to work off to build a new railing. All the little rosettes, we had to make them. All the little castings, all the forging, all the bending was built here at the shop. I'm so proud of that job. You know, I was thinking about like what motivates me. Like, I'm here every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. I open the shop myself, and I mean, I think you have to know what drives you to get up in the morning, to show face when a challenge comes up. And you know, sometimes you get really stressed out when you lose a job. But it's fine. So then my mom one day, she's like, mira, el sol brilla para todos. So that means the sun shines for everybody. A lot of people want to invest in the city, and they want to see it continue to grow and expand, not just focusing in downtown, but they want to see that craftsmanship into the rest of the Detroit area. These things are important to me. I think that's what drives me. We were born in Southwest Detroit. We live here. My heart is investing back into the community.